Good day everyone, I am Myrell Gonzaga from BSed English 1B. For today's topic, we will be tackling about multilingualism. What is multilingualism? This is the presentation of Group 1. Multilingualism topic is to be discussed by yours truly and Miss Frinzel Mae Legario. How can we define a multilingual person? It will be answered by Miss Noraiza Tamama. The types of lingualism will be explained by Mr. Seltiel D. Jalotjot. The types of minority under multilingualism will be discussed by Miss Nathalene. Bilingualism versus multilingualism dimension will be tackled by Miss Bonna Magisulan. Bilingualism, on the other hand, will be explained by Mr. Mucalino and Miss Kylene Maquilan. Social bilingualism will be discussed by Miss April Joy Raganit. And lastly, for the summary of the topic, it will be done by our beautiful leader, no other than Miss Jamera Perania. And that's it! Please stay tuned with our presentation because we will be giving you knowledge you haven't learned before. Ready your mind and heart for we are about to start. Thank you and God bless. Multilingualism by definition refers to the ability to use and communicate effectively using 3 or more languages, either by an individual speaker or by a community of speakers. People became multilingual either by acquiring 2 or more languages at the same time in childhood or learning a second language sometime after acquiring the first language or the mother tongue. A person who can speak multiple languages is known as multilingual or polyglot. According to Myrell, multilingualism promotes culture. A culturally diverse child is better prepared to participate and compete in global society. It is because knowing one's language also means understanding and knowing the culture of the people who use that language. It will help an individual or a group of people to speak different languages in different settings. Multilingualism promotes global relationship, for learning different languages aside from your first language includes the creation and appreciation of cultural awareness. Aside from that, it also promotes academic success and broadening career perspectives, for linguistic competence enhances mind's creativity and critical thinking. There are many benefits of multilingualism. First is skilled multitasking. Since multilingual people can easily switch between different languages, they are good at multitasking. Second, it improves memory. Studies have shown that people who speak multiple languages have a better attention, which has a positive impact on the memory skills of the person. All in all, multilingualism is a complex, vibrant, and ever-intriguing phenomenon. Today, the significance of multilingualism has spilled over its local and private roles into having a much broader global importance, and it is one of the most essential social practices in the world.
Nowadays, multilingualism is a very common phenomenon all over the world. This is to be expected considering that there are almost 7,000 languages in the world, about 200 independent countries. Several factors have contributed to the current visibility of multilingualism. Among them, globalization, transitional mobility of the population, and the spread of new technology are highly influential in different political, social, and educational contexts. Owing to the ease of access to information facilitated by the internet, individuals' exposure to multiple languages becoming increasingly possible. The question, what is multilingualism, is not as simple as it looks at first sight. Definition and descriptions of various communities which are labeled as multilingual vary in their accounts. The basic understanding of what is multilingualism is often divergent for researchers depending on their differing backgrounds of ideologies. definition include: multilingualism is the presence of a number of languages in one country or community or city. Multilingualism is the use of 3 or more languages, and multilingualism is the ability to speak several languages. In the last sense, multilingualism is widely regarded as a natural state of humankind according to Kylene 2016. In addition, neuroscientists discuss multilingualism in the context of the way brain is organized among those who speak multiple languages.
What is multilingual person? So according to the research, when we say multilingual person, it refers as a plurilingualism. So meaning to say, before anything else, we're going to talk about the plurilingualism. So what is plurilingualism? In order to enlighten us. So when we say plurilingualism, it is the ability of a person who has a competence more than one language to switch into another language between multiple languages depending on the situation for ease of communication. So meaning to say, it is obvious that plurilingualism has a big connection. It has a big connection about the language. It is because it plays a big role in a certain people who use more than languages just to ask or deal into another group of a people or into another certain person. So although plurilingualism is derived from multilingualism, there is difference between about the two. So take note, there is a difference to the both of them. So the essence is, when we say multilingualism, it is a coexisting knowledge of separated languages, while plurilingualism, it is the interconnected knowledge of a multiple languages. So that is the differences between the two, the multilingualism and the plurilingualism, even though the multilingualism is referred to as a plurilingualism. So overall, although individual multilingualism is sometimes referred to as plurilingualism, the importance is every individual has their own way on how they're going to communicate in order to interact and socialize with other people. Another essence is that whether we have a distinction in using a language, we as an individual, we need to respect or accept or adapt about our distinction or the differences between of us. As long as we have a strong communication to each and everyone, we easily diverse to make our daily lives more stronger, to face another juncture of our life in learning a different language.
There are two types of multilingualism. One is adaptive. Adaptive is learning of a second language does not interfere with first language. English speaker in Quebec often learn French than upgrade business skills. The second one is subtractive. Learning of second language does not interfere with first language. Successive use immigrant generation eventually become monolingual English speaker.
So there are three types of minority language. First is the unique. This type of minority language is unique in one state. It occurs in the population of a territory. It is historical and relatively has a small number of speakers. For instance, Nafuse in Libya. This Afroasiatic language is mainly spoken in northwestern Libya's Nafusa Mountains. Second is the non-unique. This type of minority language can be found in 2 or more states, but still subordinates in all contexts in which they occur. For instance, Lombard in Italy and Lombard in Switzerland. Despite being spoken by the people from Italy and Switzerland, Lombard is considered as a minority language. Third is the local only. This type of minority language is a minority in one setting, but a majority in another country. For instance, Spanish is a majority language in some countries, but a minority language in the United States overall. At the same time, in US states, counties, or regions with large Latino populations, it is much more prevalent and even valued, and is indeed spoken by a majority of the population in some counties in Texas and New Mexico.
At the bilingualism versus the multilingualism dimension, because recently multilingualism has gained currency at the expense of bilingualism, but the differences between the two terms is not yet clear. So let me tell you about the different positions that are found. First is the bilingualism. As the generic term bilingualism, this is the traditional position that reflects the importance of research involving the use of two languages rather than additional language. Bilingualism, this is generally refers to the use of more than one languages from its word bi. It is used more than one. So this is the bilingualism. It is the use of language, more than one languages. When it comes to multilingualism as the generic term, this can be regarded as the mainstream position of nowadays. Multilingualism, this is often refers to the use of more than one or two languages. When it comes to the differences, the two terms, it is the bilingualism and multilingualism. Some researchers refer to bilingualism as the use of more than one languages, which is two use of languages, and the multilingualism is the position. This position is also common among scholars who's working third language acquisition and trilingualism.
Bilingualism. From its former word, bi means two, and lingualism, and the latter word lingualism means refer to more than two languages. So, bilingualism is a phenomenon in which a person can speak more than one language. According to Bloomfield, 1933, he defined bilingualism as a native-like control of two languages. In this definition of Bloomfield, there are so many people that excluded on it because they can speak more than one language but they don't have a native-like control. So there are advantages and misconceptions of being a bilingual person. So let's go to its advantages. So first, you have a larger access to a world, because being able to speak two languages means you are able to speak in a different culture and linguistic context. Second is better at multitasking. This is according to Ellen Bialystok of 1999 that bilingual kids can switch from one activity to another and better at doing multiple tasks.
Research shows that there are as many bilingual as there are people who speak one language. Bilingualism has shown to enhance creativity, planning, and problem solving. Bilingual people find it easier to connect with others of different cultures. A real bilingual knows both languages perfectly. One of the main misconceptions about bilinguals is that they are equally proficient with both languages in speaking and listening, writing, reading, as well as having a perfect knowledge of their respective cultures. Bilinguals usually don't speak both languages equally. Well, that's because they use each language in different contexts, activities, and domains. For example, home, school, work. This misconception can damage bilinguals' confidence as they go through life thinking they are not proficient bilinguals and that something is wrong with them, they are not equally fluent.
Social bilingualism. It embodies linguistic dimensions of individual, a host of social, attitudinal, educational, and historical aspects. Bilingualism is primarily determined and its nature of social itself. So, when we talk about social bilingualism, it refers to the interrelationship between linguistic and non-linguistic factors, such as social evaluation and valued aspects of bilingualism. For instance, in some societies, bilingualism is valued and receives positive factors and receives positive evaluation and thus encouraged with other societies that the bilingualism is seen as negative and decisive force and suppressed or even banned in public and with educational arenas.
Our topic is all about multilingualism and bilingualism. This occurs to language context. To sum up everything that has been stated so far, multilingualism is the ability which can be used by 3 or more languages of a person and of course to our community. It makes us people be more diverse in culture, brings lots of career opportunities, and be more creative in every ways. Its accessibility can be more visible through our technologies, especially to our internets and social interactions. According to the European Commission in 2007, multilingualism is the ability of societies, institutions, groups, and individuals to engage on a regular basis with more than one language in their day-to-day lives. So this actively demonstrates that multilingualism is flexible to everyone. Now, being a multilingual person or plurilingualism differs on how you or we speak our own variety of such languages. This also refers on how we acquire language, where we are being exposed to some other languages which we learn from our birth and childhood and then apply to our own. There are 2 types of multilingualism. First is the additive, which English speakers learn their languages to upgrade business skills. And lastly, the subtractive, where successive U.S. immigrant generations become monolingual English speakers. Meanwhile, there are 3 types of minority. First is the unique, second is the non-unique, and lastly, third, the local only. Now, let's proceed to bilingualism versus multilingualism dimension. So, bilingualism refers to 2 languages but can include more languages, and multilingualism refers to 2 or more languages. Anyway, bilingualism was controlled by 2 languages, and where a person can speak more than one language, also it brings more job opportunities. Same with multilingualism, better in multitasking worldwide. A real bilingual person knows both languages perfectly. It enables us to easily connect to different cultures. Social bilingualism refers to the interrelationship between the linguistic and non-linguistic factors along the lives of social evaluation and value judgments of bilingualism. That would be all. Thank you. Hello, this is Jamera Perania, the leader of this group, which is the Group 1. So as a spokesperson of this group, my impression is that my members were so very accommodating. They very participate enough to this activity. They also try and did their best to give their ideas and knowledge to expand more about this activity, about the topics that has been given to them, that has been assigned to them. And I really appreciate their efforts, kindness, and patience along the process of this video. So our group made a very progressive helping hand to make this activity successful. That would be all. Thank you for watching this video presentation of Group 1. Thank you and God bless.